Hello and welcome to another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast. We are coming live and direct from New York City again. So happy to have you guys with us today. I wanted to kick things off by talking about the goats of the fall season. So for me, the absolute goat of the fall season, apple picking.
It's the best.
Have I been apple picking yet? In my life? No.
Wait, what?
I don't think I've ever been apple picking.
You have never been apple picking.
I've been to multiple pumpkin patches and they're underwhelming, but I genuinely am trying to get to an apple picking situation and I haven't been, and it's actually devastating me. It's like every weekend that I want to do it, I can't make it.
And even at the pumpkin places, they haven't had
I went to whack once.
apple for... Oh my God.
It sucks so bad.
I mean, I say this as if I've been so many times. I went once in kindergarten.
Wow. Maybe I did go when I was
With our school. It was an outing. And it was cool because I remember we had little name tags that were apple shaped.
That's so cute.
So cute. And then I went maybe 3-4 years ago with Ava and our friend Sophia. We went upstate, Westchester.
Upstate.
And we found it was a really cool place.
Okay.
It was amazing. We got so many pumpkins and we got so many apples. And then we made an incredible fall feast at Ava's parents' house. We got a bunch of there was also squash and shit like that. So we made homemade ravioli with a pumpkin, roasted pumpkin and squash. And then we roasted the seeds.
Wow.
Then we had acorn squash that we roasted. And then with the apple, we made apple pie, the French apple pie. Tarte.
What's the difference?
It's the top is burnt, kind of, because you flip it.
I would say another goat of the fall season, apple cider doughnuts.
Absolutely. And at a good pumpkin patch,
yes,
they will be making apple cider donuts.
Yes, and the pumpkin patch that I did go to, they did have apple cider donuts. They have a little store.
Yeah.
But I think if that's the case, then you should have apples for picking.
Those are so good. And I don't love sweet drinks, but I do love a symbolic hot chocolate or a hot apple cider.
I had my first hot chocolate of the season recently.
I love a hot chocolate sometimes.
It was fun. I got the Lucky Charms hot chocolate.
Where?
At the store. Grocery store.
Oh,
it was
Swiss Miss. Oh, I love
Swiss
that.
mix.
I used to have that in LA on deck too because it's a good stoner snack.
What?
A hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
When you're not trying to you had a full meal, but you're baked in, so you're I'm still kind of hungry.
This was it was a super cold morning.
Yeah.
And I wasn't my clothes weren't weather appropriate yet. So I had a hot chocolate to literally warm up.
Oh,
and I was this is so great.
And I know you're not a mocha fan, but sometimes I do love a mocha.
Not in my coffee. Let's keep it far away.
But I don't love I like making it at home, where I'll put a little chocolate powder in my coffee. At Dunkin' and stuff, it's too much because they use syrup.
Yeah,
and that's just
disturbing. Yeah. So I think that and blankets, throw blankets.
Yeah, I will say my favorite part of fall is the beginning of fall when you're going outside and stuff, and your cheeks start getting a little crispy.
Yeah, rosy,
and the air just it feels different. It sounds different when you're speaking outside.
It does.
There's just and the clickety clack of your winter shoes versus your sneakers.
The lemon pepper steppers.
There's just something about walking in the fall that is very different that I really enjoy.
I agree. It's it makes a long walk so bearable. Whereas in the summer when it's so hot, I will call an Uber. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the walk.
Or getting the train. There are times where I've hopped on the bus for something I could have walked, but
it's so hot. And it's such in New York especially, such a sacred time because it's such a short-lived season.
So short.
It becomes a winter.
I'm so glad I'm here, even though it's raining. And also DC, the fall has been really nice.
Yeah.
I want to get figure out how to film while I'm driving in a safe way. Because the drive here was so beautiful.
Really?
All the colors have changed. I haven't seen a fall in so long.
It's so true. I really have missed the fall. And this year I feel the leaves are leaving.
It's very beautiful. Although it is raining all the time. But I honestly don't mind it that much. I need to buy a new raincoat because when I moved to California.
I don't own an umbrella.
I own one, but it stays in my car. And I just bought it. And so it's literally for bringing like groceries to the house from the car. And I bought it when I first moved to DC when my sister drove up with me, and it was literally pouring rain, and we needed to buy just paper towel, like toilet paper for the bathroom.
I'm so tired.
So we bought an umbrella.
My friend Irma is such a godsend. The other day I was getting my hair done, and she was picking me up after, and she literally picked me up at the door of the hair salon with an umbrella.
That's so
I was
sweet.
like, you are actually a queen.
Wait, I'm realizing now. Okay, so my mom has a bunch of umbrellas because what she does is like when she sees that people forgot their umbrella on the subway, like she takes it.
We have talked about that.
Yeah,
and they're always broken.
They're always broken, but like whatever, it's always useful.
It's better than nothing, honestly.
But I'm realizing on my high school reunion, my friend asked me for an umbrella, and I brought her one.
She never returned.
I don't even think I asked for it back. I'm trying to think I didn't even see her like.
Oh, that was recent. I was thinking high school, but you said high school.
No, like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, wait, I don't remember.
Right. It was like,
I know
probably wasn't raining anymore, and you're like,
yeah, who knows?
That like my ADHD is the reason I don't own an umbrella.
That's why that one in my car, like it's only actually been used twice, and it's like it's nice. Like how many times do you actually buy a brand new umbrella?
Never.
Rare.
I don't think I ever have.
That was like because I knew literally no one, and it was pouring, and
it was an essential.
And like even the guy at the garage when I parked my car here, he was like, "Oh, do you need your umbrella for the next few days?" And I was like, "No, that stays there."
Right. That doesn't leave the car. That's something I'd put an AirTag on.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. So New York has been. I used to say this all the time when I lived on Long Island and in college. It would rain every fucking Tuesday. I don't know why.
I used to think that too every Tuesday.
Like it rained every Tuesday. I feel like for like whole semesters. Yeah. And like now it rains every weekend, every Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Every single one. For the past, I think I saw on TikTok that said
I sent
9 or 10 out of the past 15 weeks.
It was a funny TikTok that was like New York City from Monday through Friday, like
beautiful weather.
And then like Saturday, like torrential rain. And it's true. I was literally driving here yesterday, and from like up until like 4 p.m. it was like really beautiful fall, and then it was just hurricane on my way into the city.
But it was pouring also in the morning. It's just like you cannot catch a break.
It was only in the city in New Jersey. Like in DC and Delaware, it wasn't raining. There's this like cloud of negativity on New York right now.
It's so great.
But I do love the fall, and we should get some cider donuts.
I'm so down. I'd be down for a cider donut in the summer.
Same, but I do love the experience of like going to Westchester and like going to these like wannabe suburban situations.
That's really fun.
It's so cute.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
You're like, wow, this is my alter ego.
Like, I could see myself being a church girl.
I don't think they could.
Or do they call it church girl autumn or Christian girl autumn? That's what they call it. You know, like the stereotypical flannel Uggs, like
like what I wear,
big hat. But I heard that the girl who created that, the OG photo that all like the autumn memes are made off of, I heard she's like an awesome person who's like an ally and super cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. So big ups to her.
Damn.
One thing I never understood, like, and I love pop culture, I really do. Like, it's such an escape, and it's awesome just to be a part of something like larger than yourself. But one thing I could never get into was the obsession with the royal family.
Same.
They're not our royalty. Why do we give a shit?
They're not a royalty. We're in a country that is so based on not pay. Like, first of all, think about why the U.S. became independent.
Right.
Like, go back a little in history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was because they did not want the royalty.
Right.
So, okay, get over your obsession. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
We broke up.
And not for nothing, all of us didn't exist when that happened either. So why now?
And like,
we barely even remember Princess Diana.
Yes, that part. And also, like, do you guys want to pay higher taxes for all of their salaries and lavish trips and jewelry? Like,
the U.S. is bad enough.
Yeah, you really want your taxes to be going to that and like to be responsible for the financial livelihood of these people, and not just livelihood, like lavish lifestyle.
Lavish.
Like, I'm good. I don't think this obsession with it is, honestly, it makes me really annoyed. Like, the number of people who watched the wedding and stuff like that. Like,
I just don't.
I get it ish. If you live there, like, you know, it's like it's part
totally.
of the like.
It's like watching an inauguration.
You know, it's like your thing, whatever. Like, it's I wouldn't say it's important, but it's like culturally relevant.
Yeah.
Here, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Bro, I simply don't even have, like,
and trust me, if you're anything but like Protestant white, like that family wants nothing to do with you.
Zero.
So get over it.
I can't even, like, they're so irrelevant to me that I literally can't even remember the name of the two people who moved to the US to, like, leave the royal family.
Meghan and
Harry.
Okay. Because Charles
Meghan
is
Markle. Yeah, correct.
Charles is there.
The other one is
right?
Kate Middleton. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So Meghan and Harry, I also don't give a fuck about them. I'm sorry. I just don't understand.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of do, but I'm also like, your privilege is so insane still that I could not care less. Go live in your bubble. You're wealthy. You're going to be good for life.
But that's the part where I feel bad is that they are unable to live in their they
have such celeb support. It's unbelievable.
Yes,
they were like living in like other rich people's houses, like.
But like they're due to this obsession that exists in the U.S. with them.
Yes,
there's this like invasion of like their privacy and obsession that I'm just like, you guys need to get over it. Like,
and it's part two. It's like, this is how your mom.
You need to stop getting.
Dude, I don't understand that addiction at all. Like, someone please explain it to me. Like, if you are obsessed with the royal family, like, how and why? Like, where did it start? Did you inherit it from your parents? Like, I truly wonder, like, how is that what you find entertaining? I can't think of a more boring group.
I understand, for example, like for my mom and her mom, like Princess Diana was like a style icon.
Same. Yeah, my mom as well.
People would like base the, like, oh, this is what like Princess Diana had type stuff. But like, I don't understand today. Like, there's no cultural significance to anything that we do on a daily basis. Get over it.
Right. And frankly, they're extremely boring and they dress extremely conservatively. And it's just, it's so boring in so many ways that like, I'm just like, what, like.
It's weird.
What about this makes you want to fill your time and like mental capacity with their lives?
I am obsessed with our American royal family, the Obamas.
I thought you were going to say the Kardashians.
Oh no,
that is our royal family.
I mean, maybe to you.
Not
to me, it's
not your president. Not my president.
That's true. The Kardashians are kind of a royal family.
They are, like, objectively speaking, like they are absolutely an addiction.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've been watching them for decades. Like, at this point, like, I know more about them than I know about, like, close relatives.
And I watch now more than I did younger.
It's getting good, I'll be honest.
I couldn't watch one of the recent episodes where she's, like, all activist and shit.
Oh, my God. That was the most fucking boring episode there was.
This honestly hurts my soul.
But dude, I'm not going to lie. I fell asleep during that.
I had to change it. I was like, we don't currently have a Speaker of the House.
Like, it's so fucking performative and, like bullshit that I'm like,
I can't. There are so many activists in this country that get so little recognition,
and then you're activating on behalf of your own hedge fund. Like, fuck up.
It was really irking me in a way that I hadn't been annoyed by the show in a long time.
Same. I'm glad we're in agreement about that.
It was so bad.
Still my president, but
no. And honestly, I think Taylor Swift is up there too. We had an interesting conversation in class.
Taylor Swift.
Me too, but you can't deny that she could have so much like political influence in this country at this point.
Yeah.
Like, apparently they were doing the data on how much her tour generated. And it's like one of the biggest like economic boosts that has ever. And I was like, this is absolutely nuts.
It is wild. I'm just so
regardless. No.
I just fucking
no.
can't.
Regardless of where you stand on who she and like that obsession is absolutely crazy.
Right.
And unhinged and unhealthy. But I'm like, damn. Like, you could just decide, you could just call Taylor up. You could just call...
Taylor could make some big change.
You could call them... If you wanted something, you could get it changed.
So true.
Which is, honestly, like, a case study in its own.
Maybe she needs to start using her influence.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, maybe we should hit her up. If you're doing that after, like, maybe you should be speaking up for cannabis justice.
Yeah. I think she should, like, you know, be influenced herself to, like, make that decision. But I guess...
Yeah, I'm like, let me go call her up.
Don't make me call Portia. Speaking of Taylor, if you've heard of that trend, Nene Leaks basically was just like, don't make me call Portia. And it's become a TikTok trend where people are saying like, you know, who their Portia is. So I heard someone say, don't make me call Portia. And it's like when you have a little sister who was raised by her grandmother and has bright fire truck red hair. I was just cackling because you already know that they're ready to throw hands and ready to get in your business to protect you. Who's your Portia?
When I was younger, it was my sister.
Same.
She's tiny but mighty.
My younger sister was my Portia.
My older sister was like, first of all, beautiful. So she was like the hot girl at our school.
She was like, Portia.
But also she was like, what did you say to my sister? Like, it was crazy. If I told my sister anything, like, she would be ready to go.
I love an intimidation technique.
And now I've transferred into Sarah number 2. If anything, and like we'd go,
I am your
whatever,
Portia.
I'm like, you remember when
you're like, don't make me call Portia.
These influencers in LA that were like being not very nice to me, and I was telling Sarah that I like didn't really want to go to events anymore because I felt very uncomfortable, and I already have social anxiety, and the just like lack of respect amongst women was making me very uncomfortable. And Sarah was like, I'm gonna pull up.
I really like wholeheartedly wish I was there, because I actually would have broken the ice and said, hey, what's going on over here? What's the attitude?
Like having a panic attack and like left the event to eat fries in Alyssa's car.
No, but I get it, because if I was there by myself too, I would feel the same way, and it's like unfair. And I think
everyone needs a Portia.
Needs to stop. We need our Portias.
Everyone needs a Portia, and I feel bad for the people who don't. And I'm very grateful that I have a Portia.
Portia,
who's your Portia?
Me Portia. I think in many ways, my sister's still my Portia.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a rider.
Well, because now she has a law degree, so she's
true.
Like a legal Portia.
Literally. So she legally is my Portia by law. Because like, especially if unfortunately, there's a lot of people who owe me money.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but there's a lot of clients that owe me money, and I've learned a little bit about how to defend myself financially. First one, shout out Andrew Ward. He told me about and I guess he was Portia for me in this instance.
Wow.
He told me about the New York Freelance Isn't Free Act.
That's cool.
And it basically is a protections for people who are freelancers who are not getting paid what they owe. So F you to the certain client that hasn't paid me my money for my copywriting work.
That was my favorite part of being in class with all of these like government kids. And they were like, wait, what do you mean you haven't been paid by your bosses?
Yep.
And I was like, oh, it's so cute. You've been shielded from being a contractor in the creative cannabis space.
So I filed a claim against them.
That's
so
really
hopefully
good.
It can take up to 3 months for them to be like
That's
served. Good. But I let them know that they will be getting served. So they do have time to get their shit together. And if they don't, they're legally bindingly have to.
And according to girl math, when that money comes in, it's like extra money.
Exactly. It's free. Because I've already taken the L weeks ago.
So it'll be like just fun money.
Exactly. So thanks, Portia, aka Andrew Ward.
Thanks to your sister.
And thanks to my sister for also...
Thanks to all sisters.
Thanks to all sisters.
For being our Portias.
Portias around the world, we love you. Shout out to my actual friend, Portia.
Robert would also be a Portia.
Robert has Portia'd for me as well.
Robert is... Shout out Robert. Like, he has this ability to so calmly destroy you.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him on phone calls. Like... I'm like, how did you say in so few words?
Robert is definitely Portia.
And like, there are a few times where shit has gone south. And like, I was like, Robert, like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, handled shit.
He's like, don't worry, you just called Portia.
He's like, how can I help you? Send this email. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, you are a magic with corporate, like.
Oh yeah.
He's a true Portia.
I love that. So don't make us call Portia.
Yeah, you don't want us to call Robert.
You don't want us to call any of these Portias, honestly.
Yeah.
We're going to fuck you up. Coming from one Portia to another. Like,
yeah, trust me. My sister's in the room. Things are not going to be chill.
It's not going to be a nice night. Enjoy. I know we teased this in an earlier episode about the worst celebrity weed brands. And there are...
So many.
Too
many. I would also say, like, it's hard to say which one are the worst because I don't think any of them are good.
No, they're not. I haven't experienced a good one. Let's put it that way.
And that brings back to a conversation we had another episode about pheno hunting. It's because a lot of these people are cosplaying as pheno hunters when in fact they're just shopping from a distro.
And I think a lot of the times they're just signing a contract. Like I don't
a licensing deal.
There's no pheno hunting whatsoever. It's whatever they grow in a surplus that year becomes their celebrity weed strain.
And what was the one you were telling me about that you were the most surprised about?
There's one I'm really disappointed in, right? Because this is somebody I truly look up to in comedy and somebody I truly look up to at like as a father figure from a distance. He doesn't know I exist. Maybe he will after this. And I hope he doesn't hate me for it. But I only want the best for you, Pop.
It's all constructive feedback.
It is.
I got still to try celebrities.
Yeah, I got to try Laughing Gas. It's Joey Coco Diaz's brand.
Yeah.
Really bad. Really bad. Really, really bad. And I do also want to talk about Jay-Z's brand, which, what was it, Cresco?
Like Monogram?
Oh, no, I didn't. It was pre-Monogram. Well, I've heard terrible things about Monogram as well.
Yeah.
But, like, the same shit. It's all coming from Cresco, right?
Yeah, and, like, the parent company.
Yeah. Gross.
It's all just mids.
Same with Chelsea Handler.
Oh, she has a weed brand?
Yeah, I think she's involved with one of the big MSO conglomerates.
I mean, I don't want to, like, talk shit because we have friends who are, like, involved in the brand, too. But
I simply don't care.
Bella Thorne's is
bullshit.
House.
Fuck it
I mean, it's Glass House.
And Glass House is cops.
It's just
never
cops.
Forget.
So it's just like, okay.
God, that is absolutely gross.
The one that was like kind of cool was the Russ Wonder Bread.
Oh, I never tried that, but I like
because
Wonder
it was
Bread,
Wonder Bread,
you know.
But that deal didn't go very well apparently, and it like didn't continue. But that was like good because it was like finally like some high end flour with like an artist that was like more fringe cool.
Yeah.
There was one that I saw recently that made me so mad. Who else has one these days?
No one important. I think if you're a celebrity doing a weed brand and you're not like fully immersed in the culture, like rethink whether or not you want to do this, why you're doing it.
Quavo.
Oh yeah.
His like I don't think really like if it ended up coming to market.
I feel like it did.
It did, but like I don't think for very long.
Oh my God, I'm sorry guys, my allergies. And
I don't think that
I didn't try it.
That was like the impetus for this question was because we were asking ourselves like which celebrity would like if they were to hand you weed, would you be like, no, like I don't trust that you smoke good shit. Like you probably smoke mids.
No, and I think that I could outsmoke and
Chelsea Handler I think would be one of them. Like I think it annoys me so much when I see all these like influencers and celebrities being like me and like my Jeter care package or whatever. And I'm like, you're just literally, this is a danger to your body.
Yep. And that's that on that. And I think we should wrap this up by talking about the difference between cat people and dog people.
It's a very important difference.
It's a huge difference. I do think dog people are almost like more outgoing and loving.
Yes, but less like loyal. Like loyal, but like will kind of be down with anybody who gives them attention. Whereas cat people, like, you know, you're used to these cats that are like finicky and that are like, one day they're your friend, one day they're not.
They'll show you attention on their terms.
And like maybe they'll be hiding under the bed all day exactly on the day you wanted to like have them come play.
And I think cat people are similar to cats.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Like we also change day by day.
It really annoys me when I hear people be like, I can't deal with cats. Like they're just so annoying.
I think balanced people really do have one of each.
One of each?
Right? Or at least cats and dogs in their household. Truly balanced people.
I can't imagine having one pet, let alone more than one.
Isn't it like pets? Pets are a lot.
Like Robert and I living together,
and
it's still his cat. Like it was fun to be like part of the cat's life.
Yep.
But like I was in a constant worry. Like I think this is like a big sign of like why being a mother would scare me is because like I would wake up in the middle of the night being like, is he gonna eat like the like random thing I left out on the table?
Oh,
or like, oh my God,
so
like
caring.
If he wasn't like having a good day, I'd be like, oh, is it because like something happened? Like one time he was like sneezing a bunch of times and I literally called Robert and I was like, is Cody gonna die? He won't stop sneezing. Turns out he was like allergies. Yeah.
Just like me.
But
cats, they're just like us.
It's so scary because they can't communicate and so it's hard to read their mind.
But I would actually argue that like having a pet is a good precursor to becoming a parent one day.
Agreed, but
because it's
the
like,
stress and anxiety it was giving me made me feel like no. I was like, I'm not ready yet because I'm so anxious about this cat. Like there were times I would come home late and I'm like, he's gonna be so mad.
Oh, and it's true. And probably was mad.
You remember
there were
so
times vengeful.
We came back from the studio and Cody's just like screaming at us at the door.
My cat screams at me. Like I try to have some boundaries in my life, so I don't let my cat in my bedroom, which is a little bit unhinged. I think a lot of people. I'm with that.
Cody was not allowed in my bedroom, but he was allowed in Robert's.
I think that like as a pet owner, you deserve the right to do that. Of course, she has plenty of space throughout the whole house. Like it's a big house, big apartment rather. So like she has plenty of space to roam around. She doesn't need to be in my bedroom. And the reason is because she truly keeps me up all goddamn night. So I can't have that. So at 7 a.m. promptly, she started screaming at my door again. And I'm just like, You win today, Gemini. You get it. You got it.
Anything for Cody.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever, as long as they come first. Anyway, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast. Follow the pod at Not For Nothing Pod across all platforms. Tune in for new episodes every Tuesday. We drop super early. Rate us, comment, like, tell a friend about the pod. It all goes a long way. You can follow me at How Can I Help You? Where can they find you?
You can follow me at Natasha PRZ or Pussyweed.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.